Hey guys, this is Deanna.
Yeah, I'm Brett. Welcome back to episode 12 of Hard Lessons.
Heck yeah.
You know what I'm just realizing?
What?
This is episode 12. We do one episode a week. This is our 3-month anniversary.
Ooh, happy anniversary.
All right. So, Teach, how was your week?
It was really good. We had Red Ribbon Week. So we got to dress up and be silly just like the kids.
That's awesome. What was your favorite dress-up day?
Sure.
Yeah.
Did I even dress up?
Jersey Day.
Jersey Day.
You wore your Aaron Rodgers jersey.
I had training Monday, so I didn't get to dress up for that. I wore a pink sweater.
You dressed up for Pink Out Day.
Yes. And then I just got to enjoy the whole school dress up and teachers get to be silly and
Yeah, that's awesome.
heck yeah.
And you finished your second class towards your master's degree, so
I did last night.
finished that up. Now a little break
Little break. I have till Thursday, I believe.
when the next
The
class
second one
starts.
is that November 2nd?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So it starts Thursday.
Tuesday's Halloween.
Spooky day. All of our lights will be off and we'll be crouched in the den making no noise.
None.
None whatsoever.
Zilch.
Yep.
All right. Well, are you ready to get started?
Well, what about your week?
Oh, my
You
week.
had a week, you know.
Did I? It was good. A good week of work. One of our nephews is in town. Got to see him.
For a little bit today.
Little
Didn't get to
bit.
talk a whole lot, but we did get to see him.
Yeah, he's looking good.
He's Coast Guard.
Serving in the Coast Guard.
Doing a fantabulous job.
So proud of that young man and all of our nieces and nephews.
Heck yeah.
Excellent people.
They are. Good humans.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, let's begin.
All right, the more you know.
The less you need.
The lyrebird can mimic almost any sound it hears, including chainsaws. Native to Australia, it has been recorded copying other birds, animals, car alarms, and even camera shutters. I fell down a rabbit hole on YouTube looking up videos for this. And the I found one that was mimicking a baby crying. I thought it was a actual baby crying, but it's this bird. They're so beautiful.
I wonder if they're like a mixture of birds, like a hybrid or a mutant type bird.
Very well could be.
All right.
All right. So last week, teacher, you drew Survivor Stories.
Yes.
And I hope this doesn't affect my grade, but I kind of went off script.
You rebel.
Did my own little thing.
Shame.
Because I got to thinking, well, before this comes out, it will be just before Halloween. So we need to do something paranormal.
Okay.
And I know that's your favorite subject.
Yeah.
And so this week, we are going to be discussing the Dybuk Box.
The Dybuk.
Dybuk.
Oh, Dybuk. Dybuk.
Now, I've seen it spelt two ways, and articles said that either way is acceptable. So either D-Y-B-U-K or D-Y-B-B-U-K.
Pronounced the same way, Dybuk.
Dybuk, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pronounced as if you were spelling it Dybek. So,
Okay.
but instead of the E, there's a U.
Dybuk
Dybuk.
Box.
So what?
Almost sounds like a divot.
That's what the first podcast I heard talk about, because I had no idea what it was. And a couple of years ago, I was listening to a wonderful podcast called Morbid, and they did a story on Dybuk Box, and I thought that's what I thought they were saying was Dybuk. So I was typing that in on the Google machine. What is a Dybuk? Never found nothing. And so I went back.
You mean a divot?
Divot.
Okay. I was like, you should know what a Dybuk box is because you've done the research.
Silly
you.
Silly me.
All right. Well, let's figure out what this Dybuk box is so I can make fun of it.
So a Dybuk is a malevolent wandering spirit that enters and possesses the body of a living person until it is exorcised.
Okay.
Believed to have originated from the Yiddish word for devil.
Okay.
Also from an adaptation of the Hebrew word devik, which means to cling or cleave to. So, you got a clinging devil.
This sounds like something that Ed and Lorraine Warren needs to have in their little room.
They're the one that we're going to be talking about today is somewhere now, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
Locked behind 40 feet of glass or something.
Something maybe, or it may be out on display.
Okay, well, let me figure out what this is first before I want to not go see it.
Often individuals that suffered from either nervous or mental disorders would be taken to a rabbi who it was believed could expel the harmful Dybuk through an exorcism.
Okay.
Now there's this one rabbi that lived years ago. His name is Isaac Luria.
Okay.
He was born in 1534.
A while ago.
He was born in 1534 and died in 1572.
That's crazy to think that there was years like that.
I'm saying he died 400 years before your birth.
Wow. So that means 500 before you. No, it doesn't. I don't know how to do math.
399.
Yes. Don't listen to that. Everybody.
So I haven't been born yet?
Oh my gosh, if you have, it's a nightmare.
That definitely will not get edited out.
Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb.
That's staying in.
I'm not really dumb.
You're not really dumb. So Rabbi Luria, he was obviously a leading rabbi. And a Jewish mystic in the Safed community of Galilee in the region of Ottoman Syria. More
Galilee.
More commonly known and easier to say today as Israel. Yeah. He laid the groundwork, Rabbi Luria laid the groundwork for Jewish belief in the Dybuk with his doctrine. Here we go. Oh, wait, this one's not bad. Of the transmigration of souls, which he saw as souls continuing their work towards self-perfection. So picture the movie A Christmas Carol, and Scrooge's business partner Marley comes to him,
trying to better
that they're working towards their self-perfection.
Oh, also sounds like another thing where it's like where you're having to pray people out of a certain purgatory type thing. Or if it's
has some kind of
have something to do with
relations.
Yeah.
It very well could. I didn't even think about that. So let's discuss Kevin Mannis.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. He's a good fella. He owns an antique store somewhere in Missouri.
Like today? Still?
Well, at the time of the story.
Which was?
And he bought a Dybuk box at an auction from a family of a 103-year-old Holocaust survivor that had just passed.
Holy cow, the stories she could tell.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
So she had a Dybuk box?
She had a Dybuk box.
Was it out like for display?
It was. They said that the family that was there at the auction, not all the family was there at the auction, but the family that was there, and Kevin bought thousands of dollars worth of her stuff to take back to his store to sell.
Okay. So it wasn't just this box.
It wasn't just this box. But when the box came up for auction and he bought it, the family that was there told him that she always had it out on display, but it was always up somewhere high.
Okay.
Where you couldn't touch it, and she would tell people, do not open it, don't even touch it. Just look at it. Don't. She wouldn't go into detail. But she did tell him. She did. So they told him that, and he was like,
So
okay.
they told him it was a Dybuk box?
Yeah, he knew it was a Dybuk box.
Okay.
And he knew what a Dybuk was because
Okay.
Kevin is Jewish.
So he very well should know what this box is.
But he thought
should
it
not
was
touch
just
it.
mumbo jumbo.
Oh.
Yeah. He said, I've heard of Dybuks my whole life. Never seen anything, so I don't believe in it.
Okay.
So he buys all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And at his antique store, he has a basement underneath that he used for storage. And so that's where he takes and puts everything, including the Dybuk box. He viewed the things that it was just items that were sentimental to an old lady, and when his sales lady Jane Howerton asked him about it, he didn't tell her it was a Dybuk box.
Would she have known?
Probably not, but he didn't want to take the chance of having to be like, okay, well, this is what it. He just told her it was an old wine cabinet.
Okay.
Okay. So Jane had worked for Kevin for years. So much so that downstairs in the basement, when she would go down there and work, she knew the layout. And so it was very dark down there. And so she would sometimes not even turn the lights on. She would just go down there and she knew the layout so she wouldn't bump into anything, knock anything over.
That's pretty good. You would have to have been there a while to have it all memorized.
Absolutely. So Jane is down there one day before the store opens, and she's just kind of tidying up. And she had never felt anything weird or strange before, but on this day, she feels like somebody is off in the corner staring at her.
Oh my gosh.
Just that, you know that eerie feeling that you can get?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and she had never felt that before. She had worked hours alone before and never felt anything. So phone rings. She goes upstairs to answer it, talking to the customer, and all of a sudden she starts hearing glass breaking and things moving around. And so she gets off the phone with the customer and calls Kevin and says, it sounds like there's somebody down in the basement with a baseball bat tearing up our inventory.
Holy cow, that's scary.
Wouldn't that be?
And it's in the basement.
Yeah.
So it's still like, do I wait for something to come up to get me, or do I just kind of tiptoe out?
So Kevin shows up.
It'd be like, I'll be outside waiting for you.
Yeah. This is where you can send my final check. Kevin comes to the store, and the door going down to the basement is described as a wrought iron door.
It'd be pretty heavy too.
It would be, and it didn't have a lock on it. Yeah, I mean it's inside the store, and it just goes down to their basement for storage. So what's the point in locking it?
Right.
They couldn't open it. They pulled,
So it's a non-locking steel door
that they can't
but
open.
is locked.
Yeah. And so after trying for a few minutes, it finally opens.
Oh.
Kevin notices that it's dark downstairs. And so the light switch is right there by the door on the inside, reaches around, flips it, the lights still don't come on. So he turns it off, turns it back on, nothing. So he goes behind the counter, grabs his flashlight, goes down to the basement, and those big long, they're like 4-foot long fluorescent light bulbs, like shop bulbs. So that's what they had in this basement as lighting. They were all dislodged from the light.
Okay.
And laying on the ground all throughout the basement.
On the ground. Were they broken?
No, ma'am. All still in one piece.
Of course, my question would be is how did they get down without somebody doing it? And how come they're not broke?
Yeah, if they would have fallen out, they'd hit the concrete floor of the basement and busted.
Yes, but Jane also said that she heard glass breaking. Okay.
But the light bulbs are all intact.
I know. So I'm like, what happened? What happened?
I don't know, because after seeing all this, Jane started cussing at Kevin because she was like, there's something you brought back from this auction, this antique auction. You didn't tell me about it, and I'm out of here. And she, after working for him all those years, she quit on the spot, and to this day has never been back to the store.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
She was out of there.
She was gone.
I don't blame her, really. I'm pretty sure I'd be having to question something.
Right.
Like, that's just unheard of.
So, Kevin, still not thinking anything's going on with this Dybuk box, does what any logical person would do.
Okay. Logical.
Yeah.
Okay, this box seems to be a little bit evil.
Uh-huh.
So what does this logical Kevin do?
Well, his mother's birthday was in a few weeks.
Oh my gosh.
So on the day of her birthday, Ida, Kevin's mom,
I'm going to have to go beat Kevin up.
comes to the store and is sitting there, and he's like, Mom, I got something, because she's a wine aficionado. And so he's like, hey, cool, it's a wine cabinet. I'm giving it to her for her birthday.
But he freaking knew it wasn't a wine cabinet.
Yeah, well, you don't have to tell your parents everything.
Or was he thinking maybe it really was a wine cabinet and he just didn't believe in the Dybuk thing?
That was just a coincidence down there in the basement.
Okay.
So he gives the box to his mother.
Happy birthday, mamas!
And at first she's loving it. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And she's touching it. And she
touched it.
She touched it.
Wasn't that one of the rules is don't touch it?
Don't touch it. Don't open the doors.
You know
but
what
don't
this is
even
reminding me of? That Indiana Jones movie where they had to go and they had to locate the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Except this isn't the Ark of the Covenant. I'm just saying, you wasn't supposed to open it or touch it either.
Right. And so while Ida is examining her wine box, the phone rings again. Jane quit, so Kevin
has to go do it.
Has to go answer the phone. As he walks away to answer the phone, Ida opens the doors.
Oh no, all the crazies are out now.
On the Dybuk box.
Kevin needs his butt kicked. He did that to his mama.
And Ida said that as soon as I opened the door, all I could feel was this evil cold wind rush over me. And so she sits back down in this chair, and just when Kevin comes back, he sees the door open and his mom is just sitting there and has like this look on her face like, oh my gosh. Kevin's asking her, Mom, what is it? What is it? She can't talk. She can't move. And So Kevin calls for an ambulance, and in that short, quick time, and I'm no doctor, I don't know how long, if he shows signs of things happening. But a seemingly healthy Ida had a stroke. Just
Had
that
a
quick.
stroke.
Just that quick.
Oh, she had a booger in her.
She had a booger.
She had a booger in her, and that was the stroke.
Yeah. So, Kevin is now deciding that the common denominator here is the Dybuk Box.
Kevin is not the brightest man, apparently.
He is not.
Oh my gosh.
He is, don't be a Kevin.
Don't be a Kevin.
We need that on a shirt.
Maybe Kevin and Karen need to hook up.
Now, if there's any Kevins listening, we really like you, as long as you don't act like this Kevin.
Exactly. Don't be a douche.
Because what does Kevin do next?
Oh my gosh. Because he's a practical man.
Because he's such a practical man. I'll tell you.
Okay.
He closes the Dybuk box.
Well, that's a bright thing to do.
Puts it on a shelf and sells it to an elderly couple. It doesn't say elderly. It says an older couple.
An older couple.
They bought it.
What a moron, man.
They bought it later that afternoon.
The same day his mama had the stroke.
They buy the Dybuk box. They buy the wine cabinet.
They buy the haunted, devil-possessed wine closet Dybuk.
They brought it back within 2 days, saying, I don't care if we get our money back. This thing has an evil, odd darkness about it, and we want it gone.
So when they picked it up, wouldn't they have noticed?
Well, you would think, but...
Or maybe they didn't pick it up. Maybe it was shipped.
It could have been. It could have. Well, no, they brought it back to the store and left it. So, yeah. So, so then Kevin does what any normal person would do. He takes it to his own house and locks it in the storage building out back.
Oh my God, Kevin is not the normal person.
Don't be a Kevin.
Don't be a Kevin. Oh my gosh.
So everything was kosher after that.
At the shop.
Well, with all of everything.
Oh,
because,
okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Oh, I thought oh man, I was like with you on there. I thought, woo, so.
Immediately, Kevin started having nightmares. And they were the same nightmares every night, but it would be a different friend in it.
Okay.
And so it would start out Kevin and his friend doing whatever activity, and then the friend would turn into a hag and start beating Kevin up about his body. Now, what is a hag, you ask?
Since a hag is an ugly witch thing.
A hag, yes ma'am, is a witch, especially one in the form of an old lady.
Yeah, wicked old lady.
Yeah. Now, not only did Kevin have dreams nightly of getting beat up by a friend turned hag.
Maybe that was like, look what you did to your mama.
He woke up every morning with new bruises on his body.
Oh.
Different places every morning.
That's like the Conjuring movie. That lady would wake up with bruises.
Exactly.
It's probably not the same thing, but still.
So Kevin is now convinced the box is cursed.
Now you're convinced.
Now you're convinced.
What did Mr. Kevin do with this box? I know what I'd be doing with it, but...
I'm glad you asked, Teach. Kevin...
Being the practical man.
Being the practical man...
Businessman. That's really the word that needs to be in there.
Put the box up for sale on eBay.
Again.
Well, the first time he sold it, he just had it in his store.
Oh.
This time he's selling it. He's not taking it back to the store.
Oh, okay.
He sold it on eBay.
Hope he
told
people all about it.
Yeah, he disclosed everything. told them where he got it, what he was told from the people he got it from, and everything that he experienced.
Okay.
So we're going to introduce a couple of new guys.
Okay.
One's name is Brian Grubbs, and the other one is identified only as Sam. So Brian and Sam are college students, and they're roommates.
Oh.
Brian saw that Sam was looking at this box on eBay and didn't really think anything about it. He was like, it's his money. If he wants to buy it, he can buy it. So 3 weeks later, Brian comes home to lunch to a heavy urine smell, walks into their kitchen, and on the cabinet there sat the Dybuk Box that Sam had looked at.
So now it's peeing?
Well, I mean, it's just a foul ammonia, heavy ammonia. I think the article said that it was a heavy ammonia like urine smell.
Okay.
So different spirits have foul odors. Felicitous. I gotta quit trying to make up words, Teach.
Yes, you do.
Foul odors.
I wanted to Google this word.
Felicitous. I bet you there's not gonna be anything on there.
You're gonna have a word pop up.
Yeah. Felicitous. I don't even know how to spell it.
I don't know how to either.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, we'll go ahead and go on.
Nope.
Nothing there?
Nope.
I'm going to trademark it. Brian asked Sam what he did, and he was like, just curious. I wanted to see it, I wanted to see if what this guy's saying about it is true. So, not only did he buy it out of curiosity, but Sam started recording his experiences in a blog. He didn't believe it to be haunted.
Okay, time out.
Okay.
Did he not smell the urine? That weird, funky smell? He smelled it too.
He smelled it too, yes.
Okay. So they both smell it, and they're not thinking, something's off here?
Exactly. So Sam, after he started his blog, he didn't believe it was going to be a haunted issue.
Okay.
Until all their electronics started going out.
So the electronics started wigging out.
Sam had a brand new laptop.
Okay.
Within 3 weeks of getting the Dybuk Box, he had to replace it. I mean, he couldn't do it. It was fully charged batteries, but it wouldn't come on. He couldn't reset it. It couldn't do anything with it. So he had to get another new laptop.
So it wouldn't work away from this box? It was totally messed up, destroyed.
It was gone.
Okay.
Other electronics began dying daily. Light bulbs would burn out. They'd replace it. Within an hour, they'd be burned out again.
So it's like sapping the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
They also had a third roommate, but his name wasn't mentioned. And there was only one thing that was mentioned about him, is that he woke up one morning, went to the restroom, get ready to go to class, and his eyes were extremely bloodshot, like deep red.
Like creepy.
Ooh. Like creepy evil. The next day, all three roommates walked out into their living room. And you're gonna
throw up?
You're gonna shiver.
Like, yeah. I don't want to freak out. Okay.
The whole living room, wall to wall, ceiling, everything covered in bugs.
Ew. No.
They were up the walls.
Nope.
And they were all coming out of the Dybuk Box.
Nope. You get rid of that sucker right now.
Sam started growing reclusive. He had always been an outgoing guy. He's
becoming possessed.
And he also started hallucinating.
It's the freaking box. He bought it.
So what does Sam do? Is Sam smarter than Kevin?
No. So I'm going to say Sam followed Kevin's footsteps and sold it.
On eBay.
Oh my gosh. Don't buy stuff off eBay from Kevin's or Sam's.
So now...
At least the Dybuk Box.
Yeah, at least. So now we're going to...
Did this stuff stop?
Well, now...
Okay.
We're going to enter in another new character.
Okay.
Meet Mr. Jason Haxton. Haxton.
Okay.
He's a smart man also. He is the director, and it doesn't say where he lives. It's in Missouri, but doesn't say the town.
Okay.
But he was listed as the director of the local medical museum. So he was a doctor, a science man.
A science. Okay.
And so that is what led him to the Dybuk Box. He had found Sam's blog on the intro machine.
You mean that internet
That
stuff?
internet thing. He found Sam's blog and grew fascinated by it.
Uh-oh. I think this box calls out to people like, ooh, come, like ooh.
Yeah.
Tempting you.
So he wanted, Jason wanted to buy the box to scientifically prove that nothing was happening to Sam.
Isn't that what Sam wanted to do?
Pretty much. It was just out of curiosity. Everybody's curious.
I ain't that curious.
I'm curious about a lot of things. I'm curious what it would be to be a NASA astronaut. I'm curious what it would be like to play in the NFL. I'd probably get tackled one time, be like, Coach, I'm out. I just wanted the experience. I retired. I'm gone. But, there's a lot of things I'm curious about. I would love to go to a truly haunted place and have an experience. But I ain't bringing it to my house.
What if they say it can latch to you?
Well, it won't. I'm not a latchable guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Who would want to latch to this?
Well, apparently I have for 22 years.
Well, you're an exception to the rule.
Oh.
Gorgeous. So...
the professor man.
Jason wanted the box so much that he paid Sam twice as much what he paid for it. He paid twice the amount Sam paid for it.
Yeah. Holy cow. I wonder if Sam was like, no, dude, you don't understand. That's exactly what I thought, too. I'm curious about this.
Yeah.
And these are the things that happened.
Exactly. So, Jason, after purchasing it, is looking over the box, examining it for contaminants. All he found was what looked like dripping wax coming from the front door.
Probably a bug. Bug poo.
Bug poo, has to be.
Unless it was a lot, and then it's a very big bug, and it ain't coming home.
Said that it looked as if the box had been used in some sort of ritual with that dripping wax. I mean, it was still dripping. It was still dripping.
So I wonder if he's thinking the boys made it up, or Sam made it up. Okay, I got you.
After a few days arriving at the museum, however, the computer started crashing. They lost months' work of their past work. They lost it all.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Light bulbs around the box started dying. We've heard this before, right?
Yes, this is a repeat of what Sam. And if you were reading Sam's blog, you knew.
You knew. And I don't know what type of illnesses, but employees of the museum started coming down suddenly sick. Just like 1 second they're fine and healthy, and next minute they're ill.
They're sick?
They're sick.
Did any of them get really bad sick?
No, but they did make it clear to Jason that it was either the box or them.
Oh, Jason.
Choose wisely. So what does Jason do?
Puts it on eBay.
No.
Okay.
He takes it and locks it in the trunk of his car.
Oh. Is he related to Kevin?
They might be distantly related. I don't know.
Oh, my God. Jason.
So he locks it in
He needs therapy.
locks it in the trunk of his car, drives home, leaves it in the trunk of his car overnight. Goes in, has a little family time, goes to bed, and immediately has dreams of hags attacking Attacking him.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Nope. Don't even pretend like you're going to buy a stupid box and bring it home for me for Christmas. Like, I'm looking around my house looking for a box.
Like that one there?
No, I know that box is okay, but I'm just saying.
So the next night...
We'd be calling everybody in town, like, you got to come pray for this box.
Jason and his son are watching TV. His son sees something out of the corner of his eye. Gets his dad's attention. When Jason turns around, there is a black mass hovering behind his son.
No.
So
is he convinced now that there's anything?
So what does Jason do?
Sells it on eBay.
No, he also has rental property in town, so he takes it over to one of the rental houses that is not being used at the time and leaves it in the basement.
Oh my gosh.
He Googles, I'm assuming, it didn't say how he found out how to do this, it just said he went home and did it. Googles,
Again, you're guessing?
Wow, am I stuck?
Yes.
He goes home and he takes a ritual bath to cleanse himself.
Okay.
So it didn't say what he did, didn't say how he learned to do it, just said he took a ritual bath to cleanse himself.
Okay, a ritual bath to cleanse yourself from evil spirits, maybe?
Yeah, but it didn't work.
Oh, man, Jason.
He said as he climbed out of the bathtub, it felt like something was ripping him from the inside out.
Ew.
And then began vomiting blood and mucus.
Oh.
And again, this is another guy that was healthy, right? Panicked, his wife is on the outside of the bathroom door trying to get into him when she looks down and sees, and this is wild to me because it's on the inside of their house, a patch of poison ivy growing. Not just poison ivy.
Inside their house?
Covered in blood. So a bloody poison ivy plant growing inside their house.
Is that what Jason puked up?
Well, he was inside the bathroom. She's on the outside trying to get into him to help him.
Okay.
So I don't know. But she said it looked like poison ivy that was bleeding.
Leaves of 3 that are bleeding? No.
I'm out.
So
after that experience...
He better have...
You're going to love this.
Figured this out. I'm like, you are freaking stupid.
After that experience, Jason...
Dun, dun, dun. Sells it on eBay?
Dun.
eBay?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's called Kevin Manis. Remember Kevin, the antique store owner?
Oh, my gosh. Now, did Jason know that this came from Kevin to begin with?
Yes. Yeah, because he bought it from Sam. Sam bought it from Kevin. So
okay. So he calls the person that got it.
That originated. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And so Kevin takes a trip. I believe it was Oregon where the estate sale was.
So he goes back to Oregon.
So he takes a trip from Missouri to Oregon.
Did he take that thing?
No.
Well, probably that's a good idea because,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He
this is just,
to visit, see if he could find some of the Holocaust survivors' family.
Okay, that's smart.
He met with Sophie, and I don't know if Sophie was a granddaughter, a great-granddaughter.
She was related to the Holocaust survivors.
She
somehow.
was, yes. Sophie told Kevin that it was always shut, always set in a place that was out of reach. Nobody could ever touch it, and it was never, ever to be opened. And Kevin's like, I need some more information. And she was like, okay. So, this is what...
clicking sound?
It's the dog's back legs.
Okay.
So, it's the Dybuk. We've said his name too many times.
Get out of my son.
Beetlejuice.
No.
So, prior to World War II, seances were a popular thing.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Okay. So this Dybuk thing was part of a seance?
Oh, it's going to get...
dead bodies in there or whatever?
It's going to get better.
Oh, my Lord.
You ready? Sophie's relative, the 103-year-old survivor, the Dybuk Box owner, original, made her own makeshift Ouija board.
People, you don't play with Ouija boards. Don't do it.
And how did she make it? She embroidered. Say the word for me.
Embroidered? No, that's
not. Embroidered.
Embroidered?
It was an embroidery on a handkerchief Ouija board.
Oh my gosh!
And so her and a group of 2 other women, one night, trying to do a seance. They had done several seances in the past. But this time they used the makeshift Ouija and brought forth an evil spirit believed to be a Dybuk.
Well, it was something because it was being mean.
Exactly.
People, don't be doing this stuff like that. There's a reason why there's this world and the next. You don't want to mess around with the stuff in between.
It haunted all of the individuals involved in that seance that night, trying to come across. The only thing they could find was this old wine cabinet to trap the Dybuk in after it had crossed over. And so they put some personal effects in there, trying to use those to draw the evil, the Dybuk.
Evil in there? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Excuse me. And so that's why we got the Dybuk box. That's the evil was trapped inside.
Oh, okay. That's the story Sophie told from the whatever relation. Right. Okay.
Kevin, starting to get a little smarter now, contacted several rabbis to find out how to get rid of it. And so he gave that knowledge that the rabbis gave to him to Jason.
Okay.
So Jason went to a military surplus store, bought a military-grade case.
Okay.
Set the box
like a trunk?
Inside of it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He took it out somewhere in the wilderness of Missouri, someplace.
Yeah.
Dug a deep hole and buried it.
Okay.
Said over the years he has been offered up to hundreds of thousands of dollars, but he told him it would be unethical for me to sell it, and didn't even tell his wife or kids where he buried it. He just took off and buried it one day.
So nobody knows where this is at.
For 7 years it stayed buried.
Okay, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
7 days creation, 7 years. Okay, I got you. Is there anything following along with that? Did they walk around it 7 times praying?
Well, they didn't say.
Okay.
But do you want to know what the items inside the Dybuk box was? That the Holocaust survivor and her friends put in there?
Well, they had to have what was around them.
So there was a wine goblet.
Okay.
There was 2 locks of hair, one blonde, one brunette, tied together with string.
Okay.
There were several pennies from the 1920s. There was a dried rosebud, so it may not have been dried when they put it in there,
right.
but there was a dried rosebud. There was a cast iron candlestick holder, and there was a granite statue engraved with Hebrew letters.
Okay.
So that's everything that was inside the Dybuk box. Not
the embroidered Ouija board thing?
He might be able to figure out how to get himself out of there with it. In 2004, Jason sold the rights to his story to a Hollywood production company.
Oh.
And in 2012,
Oh.
a movie about this came out
Oh, what is it? What is it? We gotta watch it.
called The Possession,
Oh, I wanna watch it.
produced by Sam Raimi, who produced both grunge movies. Grudge movies. I knew that didn't sound right. Produced both Grudge movies. Also produced the 3 Spider-Man movies that starred Tobey Maguire. And he did some other horror movies that right now on top of my head I can't remember. Mm-hmm. So he very good producer, but also stars one of your favorite actresses, Miss Kara Sedgwick.
Oh.
So, yeah. But I told you it was buried for 7 years.
Yes.
Later, he dug it up, and it is put up somewhere safe.
Okay.
But you can go and see it.
Ooh.
It's at Zach Bagans Museum in Las Vegas.
Oh, we gotta go.
I'm saying.
Oh my God.
3 years we're gonna be there.
Like you're telling a story of something that we could actually see and it's not made up.
As long as we don't touch it.
Dude, I ain't freaking touching it.
Now.
Yes.
You wanna hear about a little celebrity interaction with this Dybuk Box?
Yes.
Post Malone. Oh, Posty.
Okay.
You know him.
Yes.
Singer, actor, rapper.
Yes.
He visited Zach's museum.
Was he curious about this or visited?
He was very curious about
it.
Okay. Well, not just about this specifically. I mean, this is one of the but all of it, yeah.
Okay.
While there, Zach takes the plexiglass cover from around the Dybuk box.
Zach.
And touches it. Now, Post didn't touch it, but he started feeling kind of like lightheaded and kind of disoriented. He put his hand on Zach's shoulder and said, "Come on, let's go." And so maybe it went from Zach touching the box into Post touching Zach, because over the next few months, some crazy things happened to Post.
Okay.
Such as, after the Video Music Awards, like a few weeks later, he was flying off. I believe it was either London or France. He was flying off somewhere. Right after takeoff, and he was on his private jet.
Okay.
Right after takeoff, all of his wheels blew up.
Nope.
The pilot was able to land safely.
Zach.
Short time later,
I'd be calling and cussing Zach out.
3 armed robbers broke into a home in San Fernando Valley that he had just sold 4 months prior. They were actually targeting Post, but didn't know that he had sold it. He had just sold it 4 months prior to this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That could have been a quinkydink.
It could have been. Mm-hmm. However, this last one, so the week after the incident with the armed robbers, he was involved in a very serious accident when his Rolls Royce that he was riding in, he wasn't driving it, but was T-boned on the side that he was sitting by a Kia. And I know you being a Kia driver.
A Kia ran into a whatever that word
Rolls Royce.
Oh, wow.
On the side that
he was in.
Post Malone was sitting on.
Okay. He was hurt pretty bad, huh?
He was hurt pretty bad.
That Kia was not going slow.
Mm-mm.
Holy cow.
Now.
That still could have been a coincidence.
It very well could have been. But it's just weird that those 3 things happened. They happened within 2 months of him being at the museum.
Mm-mm.
So.
What did he do about it?
I don't know.
So is Zach still possessed?
Well, he might be.
I'm like,
So, if you would like to purchase a Dybuk box.
No.
You can still find them on eBay and other sites for as low as $20 and as high as $1,000.
You may absolutely, all y'all people freaks out there who have these Dybuk box need to just don't. that's not fair to other people, especially if they don't know what it is.
Most of the Dybuk boxes that are for sale today are fake. However,
How would you know if it was fake or not?
a real Dybuk box has to come with a letter from a rabbi explaining what to do and to never open it.
Why would people want to have a thing like that in their house to begin with?
There's some crazy people in this world.
I don't even want a fake one.
Yeah.
Now that I know what they are, no. No. I would kick your butt.
So that is the story of the Dybuk box. My bibliography for this week, website called usghostadventures.com, the legend behind Dybuk boxes, sci-fi.com, episode recap, the Dybuk box, thecut.com, Post Malone has definitely been cursed by a haunted box, and a news article from mysanantonio.com. Story of haunted box isn't just a tale dreamed up in Hollywood. And that's the Dybuk box. That's where I got the information about the movie and stuff.
Oh, okay. I was like, there's freaking one in San Antonio?
No, they just posted the article about it.
Like, I'm going to have to, I just can't even.
So teach, how's my grade this week?
Oh my gosh, you're going to have to give me a minute because I just can't believe. What's his name?
Kevin?
Kevin, I almost called him Frank. Oh my gosh. So Kevin, knowing it was a Dybuk box, had the little bit of information that the family gave him, and he was stupid enough to think, I've heard about them, but I don't really believe in them.
Yeah.
Classic example of what not to do.
Don't be a Kevin.
Don't be a Kevin. If you grow up being taught about certain aspects of spiritual stuff, why in the world would you even want to dabble into that?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't believe in it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go hunt it. No.
So did I know that paranormal is not one of your favorite subjects because you're not a believer, but did this help you kind of get freaked out a little bit?
Yes, because all I kept thinking was Ed and Lorraine's house is full of this stuff like this because that's exactly what they called it a conduit. Mm-hmm. That it was just something that the spirit was inhabiting until it could latch onto something. So was that what that
pretty much
was trying to latch on?
It was trying to latch on to. I mean, that's where the Dybuk's name comes from, And
then what in the world were those girls even freaking thinking? Why would you do that?
Well, I mean, okay, so they're Jewish, and they're facing the Holocaust, so they got to do something.
So you have that information that these three girls were in a spot, and then everything that we know about the Holocaust and Jewish people, they wouldn't have had these items.
Well, no, this was before the war started, but I mean, they were all facing. What else are you going to be doing?
Well, I understand, but then how could they take this box with them?
Maybe they left it in storage somewhere back and just got it when they came back home. I don't
See,
know.
I need, I'm like,
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is some real questions where were y'all when you were doing this? Mm-hmm. Why would you even do any of this? Was you trying to summon somebody that could come and kick Hitler's ass? I mean, I don't know.
Right.
This is the stuff I have in my brain. Where did the poison ivy come from? The bloody poison ivy. Did it leave the house?
Assumably.
Was Jason cleansed from his bath? Because now I want to take one of those baths.
Well, apparently not, because remember, right after he climbed out, he was starting to feel like somebody was tearing him from the inside out.
Well, because there was a spiritual battle happening. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. I would have to give you an A+ on this one, because this has got me
freaked
And very curious why people would even use a Ouija board. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah. Well,
I don't even like to be in a house that has one. So if you have one, please don't invite me to your house because I won't come. You have to tell me.
or just don't tell her that you have one.
Well, that would be, yeah, but oh my gosh, I just can't even.
All right, so we won't be drawing anything for the next week's episode. I'll go ahead and do the Survivor story next week.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm excited about that too.
yeah, me too. I can't wait to find out what I do.
Me too. This was a good one. You did really good. This stuff is what interests me. Not there was like lightning bug lights out in the middle of the forest. And, like, did they do something to you? Mm-hmm. Did they land on your shoulder and talk to you?
Maybe.
Yeah, no. This one?
All right, guys.
I'm seriously thinking, do I have any boxes? This has freaked me out. Like, I'm rocking. This is how bad it has weirded me out.
Guys, don't be a Kevin. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Class is dismissed.